what's up? It's Corey from Reedy River Goods coming at you. It's been a little bit of a break. I just moved. This isn't my new workshop, but this is where I got to do it now. So I'm in a straight up garage. I haven't been able to do much because it's 147 degrees out here in South Carolina. But one of my suppliers, I got a little email the other day, and they came in and they got these rubber ends for sunglass straps. Holders. I've always known them as Croakies, but just like a sunglass holding strap. So they came in with these, and I was super excited because I knew that would be a super easy project, something I could just whip up in the garage and not have any problems with. So I did want to show you these. I got these from Buckle Guy, and they come in sets. So obviously you need two of them, a left and a right, but they're pretty nice. They're nice little. They seem pretty rigid and all, and they'll hold up pretty well. You see here they got a hole already in there for you, and then the reason they got that is because they got the rivets to go in there. I got some black ones just to match. I think they'll look real nice. And they were recommending the 6mm cap and then the 7.9mm post. I use a little bit thicker leather generally, so I'm gonna try to take it as high as I can and probably try to go like a 6-ounce leather. They recommended anywhere from like 3 to 5, so I might skive down the end a little bit to get it in there. But yeah, this is a super easy project. I already figured up some measurements and all. I'm essentially going to cut a strip 15 inches, and then that will give me, let's see, so these are 1.5 inches a piece, and then I'm going to lose a 1/2 inch on either side as I go past. So it'll be like a 17-inch total strap, and that'll hang nicely where you want it to. So I got 4 different kind of leathers today. I work a lot with Horween. Something to keep in mind, I usually buy panels of leather, but if you buy the 1x1, it's not gonna be enough, right? So you're gonna be coming up short a little bit. This one I happen to have 26x11, and so this is the Horween Natural, and this is actually, I think this is only a 4.5. Oh, this is a 4-ounce leather. And so this will be plenty for me, but this is probably my favorite leather, the Horween Natural. So I'm excited about putting that one together. I have a Horween Sunflower, and that one is a little bit thicker. That's a 6-ounce weight. And so, like I said, I may skive the end down. You can see that's a little bit heavy. I don't know if that's gonna be too heavy for laying on your neck. It might be, now that I look at it. That is pretty stout. But anyway, I'll try it out. It's something new. They're relatively cheap. I think they were, let's see, they were $2.19 for a set, which is pretty good. And you're not using a ton of leather, so if you were looking to sell them, or if you sell leather goods, that could be a pretty good turnaround. And the actual work that goes involved shouldn't be too bad. So there is a 1 centimeter opening on this back side here. You can see in there, and that's where they'll go. So I'm looking to set mine about a 1/2 inch down, but it is a centimeter across here, and so just keep that in mind. I tend to go a little bit thicker, so I think I'm gonna taper it out. I'm probably gonna cut my whole strip about 1.5 centimeters, and then taper it towards the ends, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches off the end here. Kind of taper it down so it can fit into there nicely, and then I can just put my piece in there. So got a Horween Natural, we got a Horween Sunflower. All of these did come from Buckle Guy. That's one of my suppliers I probably use the most. And then let's see if this is gonna be long enough. I think so. I also have the Horween Dublin in the English tan. These are some of my, oh, that's not gonna be enough. Shoot. I think I got some more in a longer strip that I can get in the English tan. So I got it sitting in the wrong paper, but it's the right leather. But I'll get that English tan, and then I had some of this butte laying around, and I can't help myself. That for sure is going to be looking pretty fly once I cut it down. But again, I'm gonna cut it to 1.5 centimeters. I have a 1 centimeter opening. Might be just a little shy of that, but I'll get it in there. And then I'm gonna send it down about a 1/2 inch, and then I'm gonna plug my rivet in there, and I'm excited to see how these come out. I think this will be a pretty easy project, and it's something that I've started to do, especially for my Etsy shop, and when I hopefully get my website going soon, is actually timing myself on how long it takes so I can have a better idea on how to price my leather goods. And that's something I haven't done very good in the past, and it's really something that I want to focus on, pricing them correctly so I'm not shortchanging myself in my time and my effort and my skill, because I feel like I got some of that too. And so here we go. I'm gonna throw these together, and let me just show you what you'll need for the project. I kind of just laid it out there, but hopefully this will be a little bit more helpful for you. All right, so here's the first things. As I just mentioned, I got these from Buckle Guy. Again, they're called the rubber end attachments for leather sunglass straps. They come in pairs, so if you order one, you obviously get two. Coming in as a set. I bought, I think, 15 just to try them out, see what I got. And here's the brass rivets that I got. Again, it's a 6mm cap, 7.9mm post, and these come in a black, and it's a solid brass. These are super heavy duty, and they'll hold up to the job. These were $12 for this, and I already had the setter tool for this size, so that'll make this easier. But you'll need something to set those with cleanly. You're gonna need a hole punch as well, something. Once you get that in there, you could pre-punch that hole if you'd like, and then fill it in, and then hit the rivet through it. I might send mine through, punch a hole, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll see which way makes the most sense from there. And then from there, obviously, you just need some leather. So you'll need a ruler and you'll need a razor, something to cut it down. And again, I'm gonna go 1.5 centimeters and then taper in from the edges. And so I'm just gonna show some of that work as I get going here. All right, I did something there. I wish I hadn't, and I wish I hadn't shown it because I would not recommend it. But when you are cutting leather, put your ruler on the side that's going to protect what you're cutting. I put it on the wrong side there, and I was actually cutting into my piece, which I shouldn't do. I know better, but I did it anyway. So anyway, I got my 3 strips here. I'm just going to taper these down and see if I can't slide them in there, punch these rivets, and see how these things come out. What I'm doing here, I am marking a 10mm, 10mm mark or 1 centimeter mark. And so I'm gonna basically put a little taper on these and see how far I can slide those in there. All right, I'm gonna start right at that. I measured down 2 inches. I wanna make sure I get that right so the taper looks right. Looks like I'm off on that one a little bit. They measured down 2 inches, and so I'm basically gonna start from there a little bit higher. I want to get that angle just right. And then I'm gonna measure down this way. And I'm just gonna take it. From there. It's not gonna be much, but hopefully it fits in there cleanly. See, that one's a little higher. Actually, I think my razor just didn't cut it. All right, let's see how far I can get. See if I'm even close. If I get the right end, maybe. All right. Seems like we're gonna be all right there. So what I'm gonna do is mark a little hole so I know I can get my rivet in there, and then I want to match it up on the other side to make sure we got the same thing on this side. So got my hole marked. Might go ahead and just punch it. Too big. Go. Now you can trace this right on if you'd like. I don't know that I really want to do that, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go up two inches here, start my taper, and then that should get me to where I need to be. I already marked those, didn't I? All right, I do want to match these up and get my hole in the same place. There we go. All right, so I got those two ends there. Let me get my rivets out. Now let's set these things in. All right, so you'll need 2 caps and 2 posts. If you've never done this before, it is relatively easy. I do have a video on it. I can put a link in there as well. But I can also show you right here. It's not too bad. So you got 2 sides here. This will fit in. See how that fits in there nicely, so you can bang it down and you won't break anything. Won't mess with them caps. So what I'm gonna do is take this first cap and slide it down through the hole there, or the post, and then you get your cap right here. Push that in. You'll kind of hear them click a little bit. And then from there, you set it, make sure it's on that hole. And you got to make sure you have this right setting tool here. It has a little concave end on there. I believe that's concave. Fits nicely around there. Give it a couple punches. I don't have my mallet because my tools are still all jacked up, but that's holding very nicely in there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Line up my holes. Put my post in. Put my cap in. What's that old thing, set it and forget it? So there we are here. And let me just gonna slide those ends on a pair of glasses. That's a nice secure fit there. All right, so that's a pretty nice secure fit. You can see they're on there very nicely. These slid in very well. I think those black look really nice. Those rivets in there. Again, this is some Horween natural. I just got, stay tuned. I just got a new laser engraver, so I'm gonna probably start customizing these and making them pretty sweet. But that's a pretty simple project for you right there, and you could sell those for a pretty clean amount. They didn't take me, shoot, I don't know if it took a half hour, but that was half of that was me explaining. So you kind of see how they fit. Picture my neck. I'm sure there's some nice hair in there y'all can see, but but yeah, these are great, man. They don't really mess with anything in the back, so y'all kind of see how they fall. There you go. I like how those sit. I've never worn them before, but I kind of like how those fit, so I'm gonna start wearing them around, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna get these together. I'm gonna get the rest of these leathers out, and then we'll see what we think at the end, see which leather we like best, which one was the easiest to use, and see how they turn out. But I like this to begin with. These camouflage ones are pretty dope right here. Let's see if I can get some light on them. Come on, man. That's pretty fresh right there. This is a little vegetable tan leather. It's a little bit more rigid, obviously, than the Chrome XL. That stuff, silky as it comes. And I didn't really do much to the edges. You could finish the edge. You could do whatever you want to them, but I might run my slicker over them, put a little token on just to kind of flatten them out, darken them up maybe. But yeah, they're not terribly uncomfortable, even though this is a vegetable tan leather. And obviously you probably wear them a few times, and it would break in very, very nicely. So yeah, I like these a lot. They do hang a little. You can feel these hang out a little bit more in the back, and that's again because they're vegetable tan. They just have a little bit more rigidity. Over time, they'll sag down and be much more comfortable. But they do right now have a little bit more rigidity than these others. All right, so I actually got the 6 to 7 ounce, the sunflower. You can see that's a bit thicker, but they got in there really easy. It wasn't that bad at all. I tapered each one of them a little bit different just to see how I like. And I think the ones I started to taper out a bit further and coming in gradually was on this set. I think I like those the best, kind of having a longer taper. And I'm gonna clean up some of these edges. These edges still aren't perfect, but I'll get these tapers nice and even. But for the sake of the video, I just want to kind of try these out. These I just kind of did a little bit closer, which is fine. But this again is heavier. I'm assuming it doesn't. I mean, maybe you feel a little bit more of the weight, but not really. And then even when you're wearing them, they do feel very secure, so they don't feel dinky at all, especially being a 7 ounce leather. And it doesn't feel terribly uncomfortable or anything. So I think you can get away with it. It didn't have to stretch or do anything crazy to get them in there. I slid them in fairly easily once I tapered it down to that centimeter mark. And so they seem to accommodate it. Like I said, it recommended 3 to 5 ounce. So that for sure will do, because this does look a little bit heavy. But yeah, there's the 3. I think the camouflage is my favorite. Let me know what y'all think. The natural, the sunflower, and the camouflage. Again, the one was a vegetable tan, so with that, kind of choose your leather wisely. Let's see. Here's the 3. But yeah, choose your leather wisely. You know, whatever you like, whatever your preference is. If you like something a little bit more rigid that's going to break in, and go with the vegetable tan. Otherwise, the chrome tan. In this case, I use the Horween, and stuff is so awesome. But I can certainly feel the difference between these two. One's 4 ounces and one's 6 ounces. There's quite a bit more heft there. But again, it's such a nice leather and so smooth, I don't think it'd be a bad product at all. So I'm just gonna clean up these edges, and these will be up in the Etsy shop for sure soon enough. Actually got a buddy of mine that wanted 3 pair already, so these might be for him. But anyway, yeah, this is an exciting new project. I'm glad. I've been kind of looking around I saw some cheap dinky ones, but I really like these. Feel nice. I think these are gonna be a good product. And like I said, when you put the solid brass in there, that just gives it looks nice, and it's very, very solid. These ain't going nowhere. So something I'm gonna do too, like I said, I was just doing these for these video, but I'm gonna get a poster board and I'm gonna make a exact template for myself with a very nice even taper line, just so it can be real nice and clean. I can just trace it on and go from there, and it shouldn't take me long. As far as the pricing of them, I think I gave you the prices earlier. It's $219 for the rubber set, $12.64 for that was a bag of 100 for the caps. And so I'll just have to figure up that math, how much per item that is. I'm not that good at math, but shoot, I think it only took me about 10 minutes or so to knock them out. And then by the time I finish the edges and all, it'll probably be 15 minutes or so. And then the price of the leather. So this was a fairly expensive leather. Horween, $17, $18 a square foot. And so I'll just figure up kind of what my usage is. It's not a ton. And that'll help me to price them accordingly. So the shipping shouldn't be more than a few dollars. If I ship them from my house, it's usually USPS is like $3, $3.50, kind of a general number there for that weight. And because it does have that, it's going to charge me. I can't use it as it'll be postage, or excuse me, I can't use postage. It'll be a package. So, but anyway, hopefully that's helpful. That's just kind of how I have started to look at it, how much time it takes me, the supplies I use, and kind of break it down in there. There's no sewing, there's no stitching, so that's usually where the majority of the time comes from. So these are pretty easy to cut. Once I make a template, they're going to be very easy to cut, and finishing the edges isn't going to be a whole lot at all. Sanding and kind of just laying down these fibers. So I hope you enjoyed it. I do appreciate it. Let me know what you think. It's good to be back. I hate being back in a garage. My next thing is going to be up above here, is going to be finishing out. I'm probably going to do a whole bunch of it myself, making my new workshop. So stay tuned. Maybe you see a little bit of that. It just kind of looks like a dungeon now, and hopefully I can finish it out and be proud of whatever the heck's there. But yeah, so this is me sweating from my garage. So I might have a few more of these before I'm up in my shop. But good to be back, and I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out my video.